And we are rolling. I told you we were going to do a mic check, but it is live. It's on my page. It's not on the bridal show's page,
Oh
Rochelle.
my gosh, we're going to be on your page. It's just perfect. Super safe.
Okay, guys, so you remember Rochelle, Details Dallas. We absolutely love you.
I love you too. Thanks for having me. Yay.
Yay, big hug. Okay, so we have a big segment today with Rochelle. We're going to go through everything floral for
all the flowers.
Wedding
flowers. I mean, come on, it can't get much better than that, right?
Yes! Okay, so we're just going to kind of run through how I'm going to intro you, which is the best part because we just came up with this. Rochelle is the owner of Details Dallas Floral Design Company based in Dallas. She says flowers bring the romance.
They sure do.
And we are thrilled to fall in love with flowers with Rochelle. Welcome, Rochelle.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you here. So, Rochelle, give us a little bit of background of how you got started with Details Dallas. It's your company.
Of course.
Entrepreneur girl.
It's my little baby girl. It's been growing. So, for me, flowers has always been my passion. It's what I go for. Whether it be retail design or wedding design, it has been something that got me through school. It helped pay for my degree, and it since then has supported me all the way through now. So back to being what we do with Details Dallas is we're wedding florists. So we are focused on providing bouquets, boutonnieres, centerpieces, all that fun jazz just to make sure that your wedding is the tip top of the event of the night. So
yay! So you're following your passion, you have your business, you're working with brides day in and day out.
Oh yes.
So tell me and give us some advice for all of our brides, and I am one, so I'm really dying to know what goes into picking a florist. What is your expertise on choosing the right florist?
So choosing the right florist is critical. It is definitely the starting point of the design of your wedding, and I think it's really important for you to find a florist that you connect with. Because in the end, if your florist doesn't recognize your design, then there's no way you're going to be able to walk in on your wedding day and see what you've always envisioned since you were just a little girl.
Yes, the
really coming to life.
Is it true, Rochelle? Can we
yes,
have a
it is true. It is true, and it can be done, and it can be done at your budget. And that's what I mean. Use the tools you have at hand to go on Instagram, search their reviews, make sure you do their due diligence to see what their past brides have said about them. Look at the venues, see what venues say, oh, this bride, this florist, we work with them all the time. We truly recommend you check out their styles. So that's definitely a place to do your research in the forefront.
So you had mentioned vision and to use some inspiration pieces like Instagram, like Pinterest. I know my Pinterest board is just flowing with flowers. But how important is this color scheme and the venue and picking the right look?
It's so important. It's invaluable to really, as a bride yourself, imagine what you kind of see. So say you really kind of pick this gorgeous mauve-y bridesmaid dress. Well, you wouldn't want to go then and pick like an electric green something on top of it if that was not what your heart desired. So style and taste is different for everyone, but making sure to kind of focus that idea so the color palette blends to your venue, blends to your evening, blends to your dress even, so that way it all seems cohesive and a full thought out idea.
Tell me about the season and floral trends. Are there things that are in and out?
Absolutely, and that's where you truly need to trust your florist because yes, you are not going to be getting peonies in the middle of August that are out of season. So I highly recommend that you tell your florist your color scheme and use that to have them pick flowers that are in season, things that they can recommend that they can get at a fair price point that will work into your budget well.
I know we've got some fun little flower props to have on set, and we'll have to work with Zach. Zach, when we do, yay! I know.
Hi, Zach.
How's our test going? We should be rolling on this.
Roll
That's
and
how
roll.
good it is. But we do have some flower props here.
Ooh.
Hey, speaking of flower props, do you use faux flowers in your
You know, it all depends
weddings?
on the bride. So we have brides across the country that want us to help them create their bouquet out of some silks and ship them. So we do offer that as a product out of our company. However, I do prefer to work with fresh product. There's nothing like that touch and feel and smell and the effect that you're going to get when you have a real bloom being imported most likely.
So I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
I'm ready.
This is on my page.
I'm so ready.
Okay, so what about allergies?
Okay, yes, huge question. If you have any allergies, girl, you better tell me. Like, I need to know.
What about the guest? Well, I know the bride. Who cares about the guest? No.
Right.
What about allergies? Are there times where the centerpieces, you're going to do some fake flowers? Have you run into this? Is this something we should even bring up?
I haven't run into this yet, alone with lilies. There are some particular families that ask me to not have lilies. I mean, I do have those brides that are like Casablanca lilies for life, all the way down in a cascade
for
bouquet
for
life. But what is important is that we do think of our guests as well. And if you know that you may have some sensitive friends, I mean, you know your guests. Most likely they're the most close people to you, so you will know if anyone's sensitive, and then maybe from there we'll say, okay, no lilies, maybe no alstroemeria, those things that tend to be a common little factor there.
Ooh, Rochelle, I kind of like that tip. I don't know, maybe we keep it in there.
Yeah, do it.
Other things we're going to talk about, the trends in the flowers that will help a wedding stand out in the DFW Metroplex. Oh,
right?
My gosh.
I mean, that is what every bride is trying to do.
One up the other brides, really?
Right. Weddings have been going on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and I feel like every year the brides are just trying to say, oh, what can I do that's a little different? I mean, my mom even has tips of what she did that was different back in, the 80s. So everyone wants that little special thing that people are going to remember their wedding and their special day by. So my biggest, obviously, it has to do with flowers, is I think that you should take a monumental moment to install something that's just incredible, something that takes people's breath away. Flowers climbing up a garden wall, or, a full floral cross created out of greenery and then lots of garden roses to make a big abstract feature. A welcome table that has flowers spilling off over to the side. Something that just is different, unique. When your guests walk by, they're just going to feel the welcome as soon as they pass. So it's going to be, oh wow, look what she did here. Oh my gosh, look how Sarah put this detail here. Those little things will really kind of carry on the night.
So I know that sky's the limit when it comes to flowers. Woo! I'm sure even from the centerpieces to the big, beautiful, what are those called that you're talking about? The contraptions.
Tall floral archways.
Large
centerpieces that are elevated.
What is elevated? The budget. Should the budget be elevated for these flowers?
And that's always a sticky situation. I find brides, they're always like, I just want a price. And for every florist, it's going to be different. But for me, what I truly believe is, let's take the money that you do have. So an average bride in the Metroplex, I would say, spends around $3,500 to $6,000 on their wedding flowers. From there, I would say the elevated brides are spending anywhere from $8,000 on to $25,000. So you really have to find what category you fit in. We often do a lot of pickups within our store, so if you're not wanting to spend the $3,000, look for a florist that will allow you to pick up your flowers and then go on and design with them. If you want to spend less than that, I would offer to you finding some wholesale flowers. We can help you with that. A real florist is going to help you figure out what works for you and not leave you stranded on one of the biggest days of your life. It's our job to make sure that you feel right about your wedding and she feels right regardless of budget. Everybody has a different lifestyle and we want to cater to everyone.
That's so good to know, Rochelle. So let's talk about centerpieces. Yeah. Should you have the same centerpieces with each table? Do you mix it up? What about the head table?
Well, I actually truly want to kind of bring in, some of my photographer friends that they would say, please no to the one centerpiece per table, because when you create only one look per table, there's only so much to photograph. There's only so much to remember. As a designer, I think it's highly important to find the elevations in the room. If we have a huge tall ceiling, it's not going to do us any justice keeping it to a lower kind of status of design. You want to kind of take the highs and the lows and the medium, and like I said, bring that romance. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? We're here to celebrate two people's love and to have them start their lives together. So let's bring the drama, people.
What I do want to say about this is that bringing the drama and the romance, it really does. It sets that mood. It just makes everybody smile.
Giddy and stay and dance.
Atmosphere is just so critical for that day. You want that feeling. And
it's
you have
what every bride
love
dreams
feeling.
of.
And yes. So in closing here, and I know that we will go live, or it will be a pre-recorded show for bridal shows, but we will tag your social media channels, and you've sent us all these photos. So how do you picture this in your segment with the photos and showing the visuals with what we talked about? I feel like the flow was really good.
I like the flow. The flow feels great. And honestly, I think that the photos could just kind of scroll. It's our work. It's what we kind of love to do. And I think that kind of helps like denote our style.
Yay! How do you want to end it? What do you want to leave brides with?
I want to leave brides with a live segment. Trust your florist. Okay, so I think that this is critical, and I think
all right, girl, let's get real.
And I'm being real. Wedding vendors are people too. They are real people. We're not just magical fairies coming and making your wedding happening. I know that from the biggest of the big dogs to the people just getting started. They are real people, and they have real ideas, and they are professionals. So what I want to say is to trust your florist, to let them really take control of your wedding, and to take your ideas, but also allow them to input some, because I feel like from there, your wedding will be better than you ever thought it could be, as well as it's going to take a level of stress off you. You're paying these people all this money, set it and forget it, like a crock pot, right? Like, set your florist and then forget it and let them do the job that you've hired them to do, or else you're micromanaging, and that's the best way to lose the trust from your florist and, not have the best effect that you could have you just kind of work together and let them fulfill your vision for you.
All right, brides, you heard it from the expert Rochelle with Details Dallas.
Yes,
Trust your florist.
Trust your florist.
Make sure to follow her, like her on Facebook at Details Dallas Floral and Events.
You got it. At Details Dallas Floral. That's us, and you can kind of see everything we're into. Instagram's big for us, so we'd love to see you out there. Send us a message.
Yay! Okay, and gosh, that was so good. Okay, and we will be back.
Bye.